Alright guys, so in today's video I'm installing new LED taillights on my truck. These ones got nice LEDs that light up red when I need to hit the brakes or whatever, and it's got a nice LED white light for the reverse light so I can see at night behind me. I'm trying to back up the driveway so I don't back over the flower garden over there or anything like that. Basically the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these two Torx screws right here so I can get the old taillights out on each side. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so the next step of the process is once you get all the connectors, once you untwist the bulbs and bulb assemblies from the old headlight over the old taillight over there, you want to pull the actual top bulb out of the assembly. You want to hook it up to this. I actually got confused for a minute on what to do. Then I tried pulling on the bulb and that came right out. And this connector here plugs right in. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then after that, after getting this bulb back into the reverse spot there, which is actually down here, and getting this plugged in, you want to go ahead and take this thing and zip tie it or something to that little in between the two gaps right there, so that, like right in here, so that it'll stay in there without falling out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So now that you've got all that back together, you want to go ahead and put this thing back in. Make sure to match it up with the brackets on this side, because there's a few panel type brackets on this side, and then on the other side you want to make sure you match up the screw holes so you can put your Torx screws back in. But after that you want to go ahead and test it and make sure everything's good, and then you want to do the other side. Alright guys, so I found a much better way to install these little boxes here at Trick's computer than just zip tying them to this piece right here. That's just to zip tie them to the wire itself, so that way it won't be a pain to zip tie it, because I barely had enough zip tie to wrap around this thing right here. So I think it's better just to zip tie it to the wire itself. Alright, so for the next part of the video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to do a tow mirror install on a 4th gen Ram. I already did it on the driver's side, as you can see, so I'm going to do it on this side now, passenger side. So first thing we want to do is pull this thing out with a screwdriver and then yank this thing off. And then the next thing we'll do is take this panel off. Alright guys, so for this little hole right here, there's going to be this little piece right in here that just sits there, and we'll pry that out with a screwdriver. And there's a screw that sits inside that hole there. It's a Phillips screw, so you want to screw it out with a Phillips bit. And then you also have this piece, which was up in here. You just want to yank that off. Preferably what I did was I took a flathead screwdriver and I pried it off with that. So the next step is going to be getting this piece off, and I just got to remove all these Torx screws next. And it should come right off. Alright, so after you get all these little Torx screws out, which there should be 6 of them, plus 6 of these little panel things, which are in the door, you'll be able to pull the door out. It's also kind of a stupid design how they did this. I'm not a big fan of the way they did it, but it is what it is. But basically after this point, you can just go ahead and pull up on it, and should be good. Alright, so when you go to pull up on a panel, you want to go ahead and reach behind on the other side and pop your little controller out, and you want to unplug it real fast, because this is the plug right here. And then once you get that out, and you can go ahead and pull the panel up and out, and make sure you get the door handle out of it along with the locker, the mechanical locker thing here. The next step is you just want to unplug this wire here, which is right over here. It's kind of a pain last time. Get it out. Use my other hand for that. Maybe that'll work. There we go. So now that wire's out, you want to go ahead and take your trusty pocket knife, which got here, and you want to go ahead and just slice that off there, piece by piece. Yeah, just like that. And it don't really matter what happens with that wire. It's not going to be used again anyway. I'm putting fully mechanical mirrors back in, fully hand adjustable only back in. They're not going to be powered at all. So next thing I got to do is take these 3 nuts out, and the mirror should fall right out. And then after that, it would be installing the new mirror and putting everything back together. Alright guys, so after you finish putting everything back together, remember putting the door panel back on is just the reversed version of what I showed you what to do. You want to make sure you adjust your mirrors, as I've already done. I've already adjusted my mirrors to drive down the road alright, but they look really good on the truck like that on both sides, and that's pretty much it. Just make sure you adjust them to where they need to be, and that's all.